Priya found the arcade cabinet at the back of a bars she had never noticed before. The bars was called the Rusty Nail, and it was on a street she walked every day, but she had never seen it. It was there, between a dry cleaner and a pizza shop, its entrance narrow and dark, a single neon sign buzzing above the door. She almost didn't go in, but it was raining, and she was cold, and the sign said cold beer, and she wanted to dry off. The bars was small and dim, with a long wooden counter and a few scattered tables. A bartender with a gray mustache wiped glasses behind the counter. A few patrons sat in the shadows, drinking quietly. At the back, past the pool table and the jukebox, was the arcade cabinet. It was old, older than any arcade machine Priya had seen. It was made of dark wood, not the usual plastic and metal. The screen was small, a green monochrome display, the kind you see on old computers. The joystick was wooden, worn smooth by years of use. There were no buttons, no instructions, no brand name. The screen showed a single word: insert coin. Priya put a quarter in. The machine accepted it. The screen changed. A figure appeared, a small, pixelated person standing in front of a house. The house was dark. The figure was dark. The only light came from a window on the second floor, a single square of pale yellow in the blackness. Priya moved the joystick. The figure walked to the left. A door appeared. She moved the joystick right. Another door. She moved it forward. The figure entered the house. The house was familiar. Priya had never seen it before, but she knew it. The hallway was narrow, with a runner carpet that was red and gold. The stairs were on the right, their banister dark and curved. The kitchen was at the end of the hall, its door slightly open, light spilling from the crack. Priya moved the figure down the hall, past the stairs, past a closet with a brass handle, past a portrait on the wall that she couldn't quite make out on the green screen. She played the game every week. She went back to the Rusty Nail on Thursday nights, put a quarter in the machine and played. Each time the house got more detailed. The carpet had a pattern she recognized, the same pattern her grandmother had in her hallway. The portrait on the wall showed a woman with dark hair and a white dress, the same portrait her grandmother kept in the upstairs bedroom. The kitchen had a table with 3 chairs, the same table, the same chairs, the same chipped mug sitting next to the sink. The game knew things. It showed her a room she had forgotten, a small room under the stairs, a closet with a door that didn't open from the inside. Her grandmother had told her about that room. She had told Priya never to go in there, never to open the door, never to look inside. Priya had forgotten about it until the game showed it to her. One night, the game showed the cabinet, not the arcade cabinet, but a different cabinet, a wooden one with brass handles, sitting at the bottom of the stairs in the virtual house. A prompt appeared on the screen. Open. Priya moved the figure to the cabinet. She pressed the button. There were no buttons on the joystick. She pressed it anyway. The cabinet opened. Inside the cabinet was a stack of letters. They were small, folded neatly, tied with a red ribbon. The screen couldn't show the words, but Priya could feel them, the weight of them, the importance. She put the quarter in her pocket and left the bars. She drove to her grandmother's house. It was an hour away, a small town on the coast, the kind of town where nothing ever happens. The house was dark. Her grandmother had been dead for 3 years. The house was still in probate, waiting for lawyers and judges, and the slow machinery of death to finish its work. Priya had a key. She let herself in. The hallway was the same. The runner carpet was the same. The stairs were the same. The closet at the bottom of the stairs had a brass handle. Priya knelt down. She turned the handle. The door opened. Inside was a cabinet, wooden, with brass handles. She opened it. Inside was a stack of letters, folded neatly, tied with a red ribbon. She untied the ribbon. The letters were addressed to her, all of them, every single one, and they were all dated before she was born. She opened the first letter. It was from a woman named Amara. The letter was short, written in a careful hand on thin paper. It said, "I'm leaving this for you because I know you'll find it someday. I know you'll find the cabinet and the letters and the house. I know because I found them too. I was you. You are me. We are the same person, living in different times, in different houses, in different stories. The cabinet remembers." Priya read all the letters. They were from Amara, her great-grandmother, a woman she had never met, a woman who had died before Priya was born. The letters told a story, a slow story, about a woman who lived in this house, who walked these halls, who sat at this kitchen table, who looked out these windows at the same street, the same sky, the same stars. Priya left the house before dawn. She drove back to the city. She went to the Rusty Nail. The bars was closed. The door was locked. The neon sign was dark. She looked through the window. The bars was empty. The pool table was gone. The jukebox was gone. The arcade cabinet was gone. The space where it had stood was empty, just a bare wall with a nail where a picture had hung. Priya stood in the rain and looked at the empty space. She thought about the letters, about Amara, about the cabinet under the stairs, about the game that knew things it shouldn't know. She thought about the house, about the hallway, about the room under the stairs that she had never opened as a child. She kept the letters. She put them in a box and stored them in her apartment, on the top shelf of her closet, next to the old photographs and the broken clock, and the other things she couldn't throw away. She didn't tell anyone about them. She didn't tell anyone about the bars, or the arcade cabinet, or the game that knew her grandmother's house. But sometimes, late at night, when the city was quiet, and the only sound was the hum of the refrigerator and the distant traffic, Priya would take the letters out of the box and read them again. She would read Amara's careful handwriting, the thin paper, the red ribbon. She would think about the cabinet under the stairs, about the game, about the house that remembered. And she would wonder, just for a moment, if Amara was reading her letters too, somewhere, in some other time, in some other house, looking at Priya's handwriting on thin paper, wondering about the woman who would find them, the woman who was her, the woman who was herself.